everyone, welcome back to Reading with a Random Guy. And today I am going to continue reading about the War of Liberation. Last time we left at a random point, page 16 and page 17. So now I am going to continue read for oh god damn. I should have read here, and then there's the next part. Oh, whatever. We make mistakes sometimes. Right, let's continue. Ming. Wait, why? Oh, yeah. Ming and Vong Zap established the Vietnam propaganda. Propaganda. I don't really know what this is. Propagation of Liberation Army. Liberation Army. Oh, that gets hard pretty fast, man. I regret doing that. 2 days later, the unit attacked two French posts at Phay Chat and Nha Nguyen, forcing the French to surrender. Not long afterwards, on 9th March 1945, the Japanese forced the French to transfer control of Indochina to Japan. Under the Japanese order, King Bao Dai established a government with Chen Chong-kim as prime minister. In the late spring of 1945, both Japan and Germany are defeated by the Allies. End of World War II. The government of Chen Chong-kim collapsed. Okay. For the forces of Vietnam Liberation, it was time to act. On 16th August 1945, Viet Minh representatives from various zones of the country gathered at the Tan Chau commune in Tuyên Quang province and decided to seize the political power for the people. The Viet Minh immediately went on the march. On the 19th of August, there's nothing, just 19 August, so add that. The Viet Minh took control of Hanoi. On the 31st of August, they seized the then capital city of Hue. By the 25th August, Saigon was in their hands. The country was liberated. The Vietnamese people now had ownership of their nation. On the 30th of August, King Bao Dai gave up the throne, saying, "It's better to be a citizen in a free community than a ruler of an enslaved state." On the 1st of September 1945, Citizen Vinh Thuy Bao Dai was invited by President Ho Chi Minh to serve as an advisor to the provisional government of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam. On the 2nd of September 1945, the Ba Dinh Square, before 50,000 residents of Hanoi City, President Ho Chi Minh proclaimed Vietnamese independence, giving birth to the new nation. Vietnam has the right Vietnam has the right to enjoy freedom and independence, and in fact has established a free and independent country. There is higher. Vietnamese people are determined to mobilize all their physical and mental strength and to sacrifice their lives and property to safeguard their freedom and independence. End quote. 2. Dien Bien Phu, the road to victory. Okay. But supported by British and Japanese forces, the French army attacked Saigon on the 23rd of September 1945, unleashing the Second War of Aggression against Indochina. The government of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam instructed its army and people in the South to rise up and wage war of resistance. At the same time, the government called on people throughout the country to extend physical support and manpower to its compatriots engaged in the war of resistance in the South. In Paris, in response to the issue of how to control the Vietnamese, General d'Angrelieu drew up a three-stage strategy: reconquer South Vietnam and set an autonomous government loyal to France, carry out a timely landing of military forces to conquer North Vietnam, starting with Haiphong and Hanoi, set up a federation of Indochina in opposition to the government of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam. So after only 3 weeks, the newly declared independence of Vietnam was threatened. That's sad. The port of Haiphong, French warship fired hundreds of shells into the city. What shell? Seashell? Mortar shell? I don't know, but nutshell. There we go. Into the city. In Lang Son City, French soldiers suddenly attacked, seizing control of the city. Yeah, it's a city? On the 18th of December 1946, in Hanoi City. Sometimes I get messed up. General Molière sent letters to President Ho Chi Minh demanding the government of Vietnam hand over Hanoi to the French army. In the face of these threats, Ho Chi Minh and party leaders decided to fight. On the night of 19 December 1946, the battle for Hanoi began. French hoped to wrap up his campaign before the spring of 1947, but French armored tanks met with fierce resistance. The enemy cannon appeared to be firing at them from all sides. Cannons? Like the cannons of pirates? Or the cannon of a thing? I'm not sure. Okay. French army camps at Bouy and Albert Sarraus school were heavily bombarded. French troops were finding the going tough. On the radio, President Ho Chi Minh was saying, "We want peace. We have made concessions, but the more concessions we make, the more French colonialists abuse them and encroach on our rights. They're determined to reconquer our country. No, we'd rather sacrifice everything than lose our country and be slaves." In the early parts of the war, the French army was much stronger than that of Vietnam. France's resources were far superior than those of Vietnam. With an area of 551,000 square kilometers, France was nearly twice the size of the newly independent nation. At 53 million, the population of France was more than double that of Vietnam. Every year, France produced about 50 million tons of steel, 56 million tons of coal. She had plentiful supplies of oil and electricity. That's weird because the U.S. should probably invade them. Oil. In 1946, the French military boasted a force of 1.2 million troops. Here's how the two opposing sides shaped up. French forces, tanks. French forces, 14,000. Vietnamese forces, nil. What is NIL? Probably none. Planes, French forces, 580. Vietnamese forces, none. Warships, French forces, 391. Vietnamese forces, none. So the industrial might and firepower. Industrial might and firepower. Vietnamese was at great disadvantage when fighting began in Hanoi. In the city, Vietnamese armed force were commanded by General Vuong Thoa Phu. After 60 days and nights of fighting, Vietnamese soldiers withdrew from Hanoi to the free resistance area of northern Vietnam. I don't know why there's just random marks. Well, I'm going to stop at the middle of nowhere, and because I just like it. Well, anyways, that's it for today. For the session of reading with a random guy, and I hope to see you later. I mean tomorrow. See you by then. Bye.